Namaste. Once again, on behalf of Radhakrishna Astro Services, I feel extremely happy to see you all. In today's class, let's discuss about the planets and their corresponding signs. As we discussed in our earlier classes, there are 30-degree zodiac sign and there are 12 in number, and that's how 30 times 12 to 360 makes a full circle. Today, we are going to talk about which particular planet owns a particular zodiac sign. Let's all take a look at the whiteboard now. Alright, let's take a look at the whiteboard here. There are planets and their corresponding Rashis. Rashi is the Vedic name for the signs. So let's start with Sun. As I told, Sun is the kingly planet and Sun owns the sign Simha. In Western astrology, the sign Simha corresponds to Leo. Second one in the list is Moon. Moon, as I told you, is the motherly planet and it's also a watery planet. Moon owns the Rashi named Kataka. Kataka is the Vedic equivalent for the Western sign named Cancer. The third in the list is Mars. The mighty Mars owns two houses. Unlike Sun and Moon, the planets that we have in the list going forward, they all own two houses each. So let's come back to Mars. So Mars owns two Rashis. The first one that it owns is Mesh, and the second one it owns is Vrikshika. Mesha and Vrikshika are the two Rashis owned by Mars. If you tell it in simple Western equivalent for these, Mesha corresponds to Aries, Vrikshika corresponds to Scorpio. The fourth one in the list is Mercury. The intelligent Mercury, or the intelligent planet, or the planet who has the responsibility to give intelligence to the subject matter, Mercury owns two houses. The first one is Mithuna and the second one is Kanya. The English equivalent for Mithuna and Kanya are Gemini and Virgo. So Gemini and Virgo are the two signs owned by Mercury according to the Vedic system of astrology. The fifth one in the list is Jupiter. Jupiter, as I told you in my earlier slide, is the planet who is responsible for teaching others. The Jupiter owns two signs. The first one that Jupiter owns is Dhanush. Dhanush, and the second one is Meena. Dhanush is the Vedic equivalent for the house named Sagittarius in the Western world. Meena is the equivalent in the Vedic signs equivalent to the Pisces. So far, we have seen the planets and their own signs for the first 5 planets. In our next slide, let's talk about the remaining signs and the planets. Alright, let's talk about the remaining planets here. So the number 6 planet is Venus. Venus is the owner for the Rashis named Rishabha and Tula. The English equivalent for Rishabha is Taurus and the English equivalent for Tula is Libra. Number 7, Saturn. Saturn is the owner for two signs named Makara and Kumbha. The Makara's English equivalent is Capricorn and Kumbha's English equivalent is Aquarius. The planets 8 and 9 are listed as Rahu and Ketu. As we discussed in our previous class, Rahu and Ketu are basically shadow planets, or they don't have the full-fledged place of ownership in the zodiac signs. So both of them, they don't own any particular zodiac signs, or in Vedic equivalent, they don't own any Rashis themselves. So in this class, we discussed about the planets and their ownership of different zodiac signs. In our next class, we will talk more detail about how these signs interact with each other.